Right now, there is a drug sitting by your front door. It costs $0. It has almost no side effects. And according to some of the largest medical studies ever conducted, it can lower your risk of heart attack, stroke, dementia, and early death, all at the same time. That drug is not a pill, a powder, or a supplement. It is your own 2 feet. Over the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly what happens inside your body when you commit to walking every single day for 30 days straight, using real research from places like Harvard, the New England Journal of Medicine, and Nature Medicine. By the end of this video, you will never look at a simple walk the same way again. So let's get into it. Week 1, the hidden changes. Day 1 feels boring. You lace up your shoes, you walk for 30 minutes, and honestly, nothing feels different. But here is what almost nobody tells you. Change is already happening, you just cannot see it yet. The moment you start walking briskly, your heart rate rises, your blood vessels widen, and blood starts flowing more efficiently through your entire body. Researchers have found that this single 30-minute walk can improve circulation and support healthier blood pressure almost immediately. By day 3 or 4, your body starts adapting. Your heart, which is a muscle, begins working more efficiently, pumping more blood with fewer beats. This is the exact same adaptation elite athletes train for, just at a gentler pace. By the end of week 1, many people report something surprising. They are sleeping better. Multiple studies confirm that consistent walking helps people fall asleep faster and spend more time in deep, restorative sleep. That is not a coincidence. Physical activity helps regulate the hormones that control your sleep-wake cycle, so a tired body in the evening becomes a well-rested body in the morning. Week 2, your heart gets to work. This is where things start getting serious. One of the most cited studies on walking and health, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, found that people who walked enough to meet basic activity guidelines had a 30% lower risk of major cardiovascular events, like heart attacks and strokes, compared to people who did not walk regularly. Let that sink in. Not a fancy medication, not a surgery, just consistent walking cuts serious cardiac risk by nearly a third. And the benefits scale with how much you move. Research on older adults found that every additional 500 steps taken per day was linked to a 14% lower risk of heart disease, stroke, or heart failure. Another large study found that people who hit 10,000 steps a day had systolic blood pressure roughly 2.25 points lower than those who only reached 5,000 steps. Your heart is not the only winner here. Your bones and muscles are quietly getting stronger too. Walking is a weight-bearing activity, which means every single step sends a small mechanical signal to your skeleton to build and maintain bone density, something that becomes critical as we get older. Week 3, your brain changes too. By week 3, most people notice they simply feel sharper. This is not in your head. Well, actually, it kind of is. Regular walking has been shown to improve cognitive function and may help reduce the risk of age-related cognitive decline. Blood flow to the brain increases with physical activity, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the exact regions responsible for memory and focus. And it is not just about staving off decline. A 2022 study published in Nature Medicine found that walking around 200 steps a day was linked to a lower risk of a long list of chronic conditions, including obesity, sleep apnea, acid reflux, major depressive disorder, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure. Read that list again. One simple habit, touching almost every major system in your body. On the mental health side, walking is also one of the most reliable, low-cost stress relievers available. It lowers levels of stress hormones while boosting endorphins, the same feel-good chemicals associated with a runner's high, except you do not need to run to get them. Week 4. The transformation locks in. By the time you hit day 30, something important has happened. Walking is no longer a task you have to force yourself to do. It has become a habit your body expects and even craves. Your stamina has visibly improved. That 30-minute walk that felt challenging on day 1 now feels easy, and you might find yourself walking faster, covering more distance, or adding a hill without even trying. According to the National Heart Foundation of Australia, walking 30 minutes or more daily can reduce the risk of stroke by as much as 35%. Over a full month, your cardiovascular system, your bones, your brain, your mood, and your sleep have all been quietly rebuilt by one repeated action. And here is the part that should really grab your attention. Researchers studying walking and healthy aging have found that these benefits are not just short-term. Populations known for extraordinary longevity, the so-called blue zones, share one common thread. Daily walking is simply built into their lives, not as exercise but as normal movement. It is not about running marathons or punishing yourself in the gym. It is about consistency. 30 minutes. Every day. That is the whole formula. The weight loss angle nobody talks about. Let's also talk about body composition, because this is where a lot of people give up on walking too early, assuming it is not enough. Health experts note that if your specific goal is weight loss, you generally need to move for longer than 30 minutes or increase your pace so you are working hard enough that you can talk but not sing. The good news is public health guidance allows you to break your walk into smaller chunks. 3 separate 10-minute walks spread across the day work just as well for your heart as one continuous session. A walk to your car, a walk at lunch, and a walk after dinner can add up to the same benefit as a structured workout. Over 30 days, those small chunks compound, and fat loss becomes achievable not because walking burns a massive number of calories in one session, but because it is sustainable enough that you will actually keep doing it. One more thing your skeleton will thank you for. We touched on bone density earlier, but it deserves its own spotlight. As we age, bone mass naturally declines, raising the risk of fractures and conditions like osteoporosis. Because walking is a weight-bearing activity, meaning your body has to support its own weight against gravity with every step, it directly stimulates bone-forming cells. Combine that with the muscle power and endurance you build simply from repeated daily movement, and you get a body that is not just healthier on the inside, but more resilient and injury-resistant on the outside too. This matters just as much for a 25-year-old building a strong foundation as it does for someone in their 60s or 70s trying to preserve independence and mobility for as long as possible. If this video opened your eyes to just how powerful something as simple as walking really is, make sure you subscribe, because we break down real, science-backed health facts like this every single week. Drop a comment and let me know, are you taking on the 30-day walking challenge? Hit like if you learned something new, and I will see you in the next one.